Hello there folks, my name is Spoonks and welcome back to another episode of Box Office Chat. This is the show where I break down the top 5 domestic box office results, see where each movie landed, and see how well each movie did, so let's get started. Number 5 was Dragon Ball Super Superhero, making $4.6 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $30 million and a worldwide total of $57 million. So as I expected, the film took a big hit this weekend. It dipped 78% from last weekend. That is no way of sugarcoating it. This is a really bad hold in your second weekend, and furthers the case that with many of these anime films, they are very front-loaded. The majority of fans or people interested in this movie will go check it out in the first weekend, and then it'll quickly fizzle down soon after. However, given that it is a limited run type film, and the fact that it is just literally around only $1 million under the previous installment in this franchise, Dragon Ball Super Broly, this is not that bad of a place to be for this film. Again, it's going to surpass the previous installment, which is fantastic. And again, since it's a limited release type film, it wasn't going to be in the top 5 for as big of a time as other films, so this isn't really a big deal. And given it was able to open to number 1 and top everything else last weekend, I can't see anyone being upset at this movie for where it's at right now. I mean, you were able to become the number 1 movie by being an anime film in a very slow week, mind you, but still, job well done. Even though you're probably not going to be in the top 5 for much longer, I'd say kudos there. You are still doing pretty solid for yourself and showing that Dragon Ball is still one of the biggest anime in the world, and your movies are still somewhat successful, even if they don't have the best holds. Number 4 was Top Gun Maverick, making $4.7 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $691 million and a worldwide total of $1.4 billion. At this point already, you know the drill. Top Gun Maverick is still doing well. I'm flabbergasted by how well it's doing. It's the biggest movie of the year domestically, biggest movie of the year worldwide, had a stupendous hold in its 276th weekend of release. Bravo, bravo. But interesting thing to note here is that it's about to, believe it or not, surprisingly, surpass another milestone. Domestically, it is just around $9 million away from not only entering the top 5 highest grossing films of all time domestically, but it is also about to surpass the $700 million milestone, becoming the 6th film in history to do so domestically. Unbelievable. Bravo once again. It is guaranteed going to surpass that. I know many people would be shocked of me hearing say that, like, really, you're gonna let Top Gun win? Yes I am, because it has just been such a dominant force in terms of movie theater going this summer, and it's still here in the top 5. Folks, we are about to enter fall. September is on Thursday, and this movie is still in theaters, still cranking up business and buzz across the country. I don't know any other way of putting it. This movie is a certified success. Job well done. Bravo. I've said bravo a million times in this video already, and certainly a lot more throughout talking about it. So let's just move on to number 3, which was Beast, which made $4.8 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $20 million and a worldwide total of $36 million. So I gotta be honest, I thought this movie would do a bit better in its second weekend given, well, the lack of competition. And while it certainly did better than a lot of other movies in their second weekend, especially its biggest competitor last weekend, Dragon Ball, it still had somewhat of a steep drop, dipping 58%. That was definitely a bit concerning and certainly a lot more than I was expecting. I thought, given the very, very slow weekend we were facing this weekend, maybe some sort of buzz would turn out for this film, but not in the slightest. However, there is a silver lining to this, and that is the fact that worldwide, it has already surpassed its initial budget of $36 million, which is a good sign, and that just gives the little tiny bit of hope that it could get to the doubling point worldwide at least, which honestly would be pretty surprising. I'm not sure if it's going to get there because, yes, while this movie is doing pretty poorly at the box office right now, it is still it's still going to be a very slow couple weeks for movie going. So there is a very big possible chance that this movie starts picking up the pace due to, well, lack of other things coming out maybe, and this movie catching other people's eyes. So there could be some glimmer of hope, but it's gotta happen quick, because while it has surpassed its budget worldwide, it's still not really doing well, as once again it had a pretty concerning steep drop this weekend. So hopefully things start to pick up during these very slow times, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Number 2 was Bullet Train, making $5.6 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $78 million and a worldwide total of $174 million. So not only did this movie jump back up to the number 2 spot, it also had a very solid weekend, as this weekend pushed its domestic total a couple inches away from where The Crawdad Sings domestic total of $81 million. I bring this up because that is the 10th highest grossing film of the summer, so it just needs to surpass that, and it will become the 10th highest grossing film of the summer, which I think it's safe to say it will be able to do so, probably in the next couple weeks for sure, as well as pushing its worldwide total a couple more inches away from the doubling point of this film's $90 million budget of $90 million. The doubling point is $180 million, and once again, the film is at $174 million worldwide. And once again, I believe this film will surpass that in maybe even a couple days, give or take. So yeah, this film is still doing very well. It's still in good hands. Audiences are still rushing out to see it. It has definitely become one of the last big tentpole blockbusters of the summer, as what many people expect it to. Again, I'm not sure if it's going to get to the $100 million point domestically. While it's still doing well, I do feel like it's slowing down a bit. Probably what's hurting it is because it's really the only movie people are genuinely interested about seeing, and the majority of them have already seen it, so that's probably a problem. But hey, I'm sure Sony is still satisfied. It made more money than Morbius, so that's a good thing. Once again, it's about to be a huge success for them again. So yeah, Bullet Train is still doing well. I have nothing more else to say here. Just job well done. And finally, let's end the video off with the number 1 movie of the weekend, which was The Invitation, opening with $6.9 million this weekend domestically and $8 million worldwide. So as you can tell, we are about to enter a dry spell in terms of box office and movie going, as you can tell things are really bad when the number 1 movie in America made less than $10 million on its opening weekend. My goodness, I haven't seen numbers this bad in a while. Although, to be fair, I cannot say I'm surprised. Last weekend I wasn't expecting too much from anything coming out this weekend. It's a miracle that this movie was able to open to number 1, as A, reviews were bad, B, the buzz wasn't strong, and C, the marketing wasn't the best either. It had many factors not working for it. However, despite this pretty bad opening weekend, there is a bright side to it, and that is the fact that this movie is insanely cheap. It only costed $10 million to make. It's going to make that budget back worldwide, I'm pretty sure, by tomorrow, and it's probably going to double it in the next couple weeks, even if it plummets in its second weekend like Dragon Ball did. But yeah, this is not a good weekend for sure. Very slow. It'll be interesting to see if any movies in the coming weekend can help us bounce back to how we were for the majority of the summer movie, hell, the majority of the 2022 movie going year, as it's been pretty solid throughout the majority of it. But Yeah, as you can tell, with the lack of movies coming out and the lack of movies with, good marketing campaigns and strong buzz, it's going to be a very slow first half of September. We'll see where the invitation goes from here. Word of mouth is very mixed. It got like a C on Cinema Score. That's kind of what you expect for a horror movie, but still, not good. So we'll see how that affects it, and we'll see how the rest of this month goes. It's definitely going to be a while before we see something blow up, let alone have a huge 100 million, over 100 million opening weekend. But yeah, we are entering the dry spell, that's for sure. And those were the top 5 domestic box office results for this weekend. And normally this would be the part of the video where I discuss the upcoming new releases and see where I think they would land in the top 5. But just like last weekend, I gotta be honest, I'm not expecting much. Even though there are many new wide releases hitting theaters this weekend, and the addition of it being National Cinema Day, meaning tickets on Saturday, September 3rd are only going to cost $3 in numerous movie theaters. So if you're interested in that, you might want to go check to see if there are any movies in your area that you're interested in watching, or maybe even check if your theater's participating in this event. But otherwise, not much is really going to boom or interest the top 5. It's not a good sign. That probably the most notable release hitting theaters this weekend is the re-release of Spider-Man No Way Home. But we shall see how these movies truly do when they land in the top 5, as well as the other movies that land in the same top 5 on the next Box Office Chat. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Box Office Chat. What did you all think of the results? Were you satisfied? Unsatisfied? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links right there. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp.